I'll send it to Colonel.
Anybody else have any ideas about some online fundraising? I know that.
One of the things that Royal had done in the past is not only get the cadets to go out there and get involved with the Wreaths Across America, but also finding someone who can go to different businesses and get donations from them. And that made a big difference at Royal when I was there, and it continues now with Lenny.
Yeah, the wing has thought about doing something with that and make requests. Right now, a lot of businesses are hurting, so it's a sign of the times. It is unfortunate, but that is a good idea. You know, it's a very good idea. Does anybody else have any other thoughts?
Yes, sir. I know I personally have approached the Community Service Club and the Lions organization. So there are many, many local organizations that would be willing to donate to a good cause. In fact, they look for things to make distributions to. So we should find out about the local ones, and they usually have an application process. And
Right.
I've taken advantage of that.
How's it turned out? Have you gotten money from them?
Yes. I received funding for printing brochures. I was back at the Danbury Squadron for our suicide prevention program and the wellness program. And those are the kinds of causes that appeal to those organizations. And the Lions Club also promised to contribute to scholarships. My idea was to ask for funds for scholarships for the cadets to attend conferences. For many cadets, it's an issue to pay $50 to go to a regional conference.
Yeah.
And it's of such great benefit for them to attend those.
It is. You do a good job with it, and they get a lot out of it, especially the networking with other cadets.
Absolutely, but to pay $50, I've seen cadets say, "Yeah, I really want to go," and then they have a chat with their parents, and they come back saying, "Sorry, I won't be able to attend." So that would be a good cause, and they promised me $500 for that cause.
Nice. Okay. Anybody else have an idea? Okay, I have one last topic for me, but it's a good topic, so I'm going to hold off to the end. I'd like to just go around right now. Does any of the squadrons have anything that's on their minds that they want to bring and talk about, or any questions?
Sir, 042, you had mentioned O-flights, and I talked to you offline in regards to that online scheduler. Did you talk to Captain Padone? Is that something of interest to, if we get a go-ahead to start scheduling all these O-flights, we have a Yahoo accessible internet page where cadets can sign up for slots for flying. And I didn't know if you wanted to extend that to the wing.
Let's do this. Let's set up some time with you, me, Padone, and Jim Weitzel to talk about the deal. Okay? Can we do that? No, I have not had a chance, and I do apologize. I know some of you sent me some things, and I've had to prioritize what we're working on. And believe me, it's been busy lately. We're also doing the RSC virtually, and we've got 4 or 5 of our wing personnel taking it. I'm going to be teaching at it, and 2 of our folks, Colonel Blow and Colonel Lippett, are going to be seminar advisors for it. And we've got some other things going on, as well as, I lied, I've got another thing too. I want to talk to you about Volunteer University in a minute. But yeah, set up some time with me, Jim, and Devin, okay?
Okay.
All right, any other squadrons got any topics they want to bring up or questions they have?
Sir, just a comment to follow up on the O-flights. There's some legislators that are also can't wait to have their O-flights. I guess I will coordinate that with Colonel Lippett then.
Yes, and keep in mind when we're up there, you ask the question, are they going to support our budget? If they say no, you threaten to throw them out.
Fair enough.
It's a joke, Olga. It's a joke.
I know.
And I'm just worried you'll kick them.
Only when we're over the Long Island Sound.
and they have to have water survival. Anybody else?
Colonel Ridley, I didn't see an update on the rocketry competition. What date was that pushed out to?
I have to check with we'll have to check with Raquel about that.
Okay.
I don't think it's been. I don't think a date's been decided yet.
Yeah, I see. He's not talking to me. So I was just going to suggest, Matt, since he reports to you, can you get with him and find out that information?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Any other squadron? Okay, how about staff? Operations, finance already talked. Cadet programs. Ashley, do you have anything you want to bring up?
Yes, a week from today, we do have a Zoom CAC meeting. We've been having pretty good turnout, and we are still planning the cadet ball in November. I'm hoping that we can have it. We're still making plans that we will, and we have a subcommittee of cadets working on things like the theme and centerpieces and things like that. So we are
Excellent.
still doing work.
Excellent. Now, forgive me, did we already do the contracts for that?
We have not,
Okay.
but we have the date penciled in, and the DJ from last year did say that he would love to be our DJ again. I think the cadets
Okay.
really liked him. So
When we do the contract, we're going to have to get some favorable language in there about what happens if COVID pushes us.
right, yeah, that's kind of why I've been waiting a little bit, but I can get those going in the next few weeks.
I'm just worried that we lose a date. That's the only reason.
I know, yeah, I same.
Okay. Thank you. Any other staff? Okay, Chief of Staff, Matt Velo.
Not much to report tonight. We've been working, obviously, up at, I've been living up at the Armory on and off over the past few weeks, trying to eke out information when we can. But what you're hearing on the media right now is pretty much what's going on. May 20th is still a go, at least for right now. And hopefully after that, that's phase one. Phase two will be starting right after that. Like I said, I'm working this Thursday and Friday remotely, but for the EOC, I'll see what I can dig up and release to everybody. And other thing I tell you all is, be patient, be safe. I'm glad to hear everyone's doing well with Zoom, and I'm laughing because I've got more online stuff on my computer over the last 4 weeks, from Zoom and everybody else that's sending me interesting links. But have fun, do what you can. It's best we can tell you at this point.
Thank you. Okay, last couple of items that I have. Volunteer U. You've heard about it. It's going to happen in August. It's going to be coming out more and more information. They will have some on-site components for Volunteer University, which will be our new professional development program. Details will be coming out this, right before the summer, and then it's going to take place as of August. So anybody that needs CLCs, SLSs, if there's a strong need for it in the squadrons, please let Major Moore know. And if we can do a course online to get that signed off and get them grandfathered in towards the next promotion or skill set or whatever and professional development level, let us know. But time's running out. So I pushed for people that needed RSC. I was surprised with an online component that we only got 4 folks in the wing that were taking it. I'm glad we have 4 wing people because 2 of them, or yeah, I think 2 of them have always needed it, but they gave up their time selflessly for our cadets. So they never were able to go and take a week off for this. Now they get to do it online, and they'll get to their level 4s and their level 5s for some of them. So this is a good thing. The other thing I wanted to talk about was our Navy mission. For those of you that haven't heard, and I doubt there's very few that haven't, and I don't think that Brian Prue's heard with his background. I'm not sure, but Jim Weitzel and I have been working very hard, and this whole thing got started with Andy Lippett and myself down in Washington D.C. Senator Murphy's office actually brought up the idea of working with the Navy for escorting submarines, and I said, well, give me a contact, broker an invitation. And Andy and I worked with him, and we got an invitation to meet with people at the naval base. Then Jim got involved, and we went down and had a meeting with the Navy, and subsequently several online meetings. And last Tuesday, we flew, and some of you on this call were on that mission, either on mission-based staff or as part of an air crew. And thank you. It was outstanding work. and we proved our point. And we went out there with 5 aircraft, 5 air crews, and 2 submarines, and we had a whole lot of fun. And we proved our point. And tomorrow, Jim and I have a meeting with the Navy to discuss next steps, the after action support, get their feedback, and hopefully we're going to work this into a full-time mission where the whole wing can take advantage of from an aircrew standpoint. And there's at least 5 other missions or 4 other missions that we're going to be doing. Jim, do you want to kind of add anything into, you know, or anybody that was on the air crew that would like to add their thoughts on the day?
Sure. I thought it was a lot of fun. It reminded me of participating in the MQ-9 Reaper chase that we used to do. And in this case, though, it's a little more interesting. You're not just chasing one plane. We had 4 planes in the air, and we had to make sure that we were safely keeping apart from each other, which the Air Force—
Social distancing with aircraft?
Oh yeah, social distancing with aircraft. The Air Force wanted to make sure that we had a plan for if we got into trouble, what we were going to do to break it off, and we put that together as well. So it was a lot of fun, and I think we learned a lot, and it was really great to be on top of those submarines and watch them cross. We actually watched 2 of them cross each other, so it was a lot of fun to do this exercise. So perhaps Brian or Eric, you'd like to make a comment about it? What you thought about it?
Yeah, well, I was part of the OP4 aircraft, and we were the harassment vehicle. And we had mapped out, Bill Cass was my pilot. I was the mission observer on that particular flight. And we had mapped out a course so that we never approached anything closer than 500 feet to the sub, and also kept our 500-foot clearance to the water. So we were flying on the nap of the earth, if you will, and it was quite exciting to have aircraft right behind us, right off our wing, and it was exciting and fun to actually fly a mission like this.
Yeah, but strapping a fake bomb on the bottom of your plane was not amusing to them.
Well, I thought they enjoyed it. Most of them chuckled. The warrant officer, especially, he goes, I want to drop it. Can I pull the trigger?
Brian?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having myself and George on that mission. George Stewart, he was my AP. I was flying the photograph aircraft. I will say that there were several meetings. Those meetings helped set the plan. We were all on the same page. You know, we kind of hemmed and hawed, you know, oh geez, another meeting, we got to sit and talk about the same stuff. But you know what? Everything was reactive. So there was no looking of any notes. We knew exactly what we needed to do when we needed to do it. George Stewart took over 1,000 pictures. You could see as my background is one of them out of the many that he took, but it was a very safe mission. We had brass from the Navy riding with us in the back seats. So we had observers. They were watching the action. They were participating in the aircraft. They were a member of the air crew, at least in my aircraft. They were great fun, very safe day. The only annoyance is I had to wear my mask, and it kept fogging up my sunglasses. So that's my complaint. Great job.
Okay.
Kudos to you, sir, and to Jim Weitzel, D.O. Weitzel. That you guys really focused hard on the coordination, and it paid off.
Thank you. Yeah, Jim put a lot of time and hours into it, and I'm sure cursed whenever he saw the phone ringing and it was me again asking a question. But no, this was a team effort. It really was. This was a total team effort from across this wing, and I'm just extremely proud of the product we put out. And you know, whether the Navy's going to do something with us, but even if they didn't, it's not for lack of anything we didn't do. We did everything right. And the planning and the preparation and the professionalism of our air crews and our mission-based staff made it so. So before I say one last
May I
thing,
ask a question? What was the essence of the CAP mission? What were we tasked to do?
we were tasked to escort naval submarines, vessels, in and out of the harbor into the Atlantic Ocean so that we could give them an over-the-horizon view of what's out there, both on the water, navigational hazards, and also in the air. And then the Op4 piece was to kind of train their new commanders of, let's say someone's in a single engine airplane, starts buzzing around them. What do they do? Who do they radio? What actions do they take? Thankfully, they didn't have the guns on the on top, so we fired on. Now, the other missions that we're talking about with the Navy include going out into the Atlantic and looking for foreign surveillance vessels, because believe it or not, there are Russian trawls out there whose
All
purpose.
the time. I used to do Air Force Intel. I know.
Yep.
The
And
fishing
they wanna
vessels
know where,
are not fishing vessels.
right, and they want to know where they are before these boats go in and out. So we're going to be looking at that. We're also going to do damage assessment, post-damage assessment photography over the base. And then in December 2021, we're talking about counter SUAS. So we got a lot of good things going on right now with the Navy, and we're going to build a new partnership, a new relationship, and a new exciting mission for the wing.
Thank you.
That's the goal. And hopefully tomorrow, after tomorrow, I'll have some more news. I'm not guaranteeing it. They may say, this has been great. Now the next meeting will be next steps. I don't know. Tomorrow's, Jim and I'll find out tomorrow. Anybody else have anything else they want to talk about? Yeah, everyone's going. It's almost 9 o'clock. So the last thing I have to say is I was looking at the calendar, and believe it or not, I've only got 1 year left in command. It's been 3 years, and it has been a great 3 years with all of you. And I do, again, I'm not riding off in the sunset here, but I just want to say thank you to everybody for all the hard work you've done in the last 3 years, and especially right now with this crisis. I am extremely proud. And when I was on the national call the other day, they were asking the wing commanders, and I've heard some people saying some things, and I told them the morale is very high in Connecticut. I said, our commanders have grasped technology. If they didn't know how to do something, they got someone that knew how to do it. They're helping each other. They're at the ready if the wing needs it for any of our missions. I told them about the Navy mission, which is getting a lot of excitement nationally. I'm getting a lot of people wanting copies of the photos. They're making it their backdrops. They're ordering things. They're talking about it being iconic photographs and not seen since World War II with the other submarines. And they're right. And, you know, we've got some exciting stuff coming out here. And George Stewart did a fantastic job. I'm very happy that we were able to get him his captain's bars because he's a CFI. That was approved this past week. So a lot of great things going on, but I'm telling you right now, it would not be done without all of you and the fine work you're doing with your units. So keep it up. Know that I'm very grateful to you for all your work. And if anybody has any needs or problems, please give me a call, send me an email, let me know, and we'll try and help you out as best we can. So we're now at 1 minute to the top of the hour. I mean, we've been pretty good about keeping our meetings at an hour. Does anybody have any final thoughts or anything that they want to bring up before we close this meeting? Prue just wants to get off the phone. I can see him shaking his head. You know. Okay, so Jim Weitzel, anything? Okay, thank you again, everybody. Eric, please give me a call when you can. And everybody be safe, well, and have a good evening.
Good night,
You too,
everybody.
sir. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.